I remember the days where I used to wake up at 7 in the morning, go to work and feel like shit. I couldn't believe that these were the highlight years of my life. I was around about 18 years old and I was writing a story that I was going to be telling my children when I'm older. That story was getting up and going to fucking Tesco's. I couldn't believe it. So I got into a habit of looking at winners. I looked at people who were doing well within the matrix, doctors, the lawyers, all of these kind of people. And I realized, when do they profit and when do they become successful? It is never during their youth either. It is always when they're older. So this is when I started thinking, are they really the winners? Like, people in society think these are like the best people to be looking at. These are like the jobs that you want to do. But realistically, they're absolutely losers until they get to about 50 years old, when they can finally afford a Porsche. And then that's them done. So this is kind of the mentality that I'm getting at. It's going to be the new generation of winners. Back in the old days, doctors, lawyers, that may have worked. However, now, 7 years of uni, 100k debt, and then at 50, you paid that off and you can buy a Porsche. That doesn't really sound like a winner to me. Winner sounds like someone in their early 20s, sitting out in the villa, doing whatever the fuck they want. So what do you do to create the new generation of winners? Well, I'm going to cover that in this video now. So most of the time, working online is now the kind of golden ticket to success. And people know that. However, they get misled with misleading information online, because there's a lot of bums out there thinking that they're the nuts and they can tell everyone what to do, when to do it. And most of the time, what they're kind of telling you is incorrect. Where do you find the good information to be able to become successful online? Now, this is very hard to find, especially if you're new to the online world. However, finding people who pioneer business models are normally the best people to do, and not people that are like copycats to everyone else that you see online. So personally, what I do is AI OFM. There's a lot of things online to do with OFM, which is where you work with an OnlyFans model to help market them and then take a cut of their income, which is brilliant. That works very well. However, it is getting a bit old. There's lots of copycats out there. Not many people are getting much success with this anymore. So this is why I have invented AI OFM. It's been going on for about a year or two now, so it's not brand new. However, it's still extremely undersaturated. So if you did start something like this, then it would be very new, and it would mean that there's space for improvement, growth, and expansion, which is exactly what you want, because that means there's opportunity for you to take certain sections of the market and make it your own. No more licking the university professor's arse. This is a business model where you are the boss. It's 100% self-accountable. So if you want to achieve, it's up to you to do so. If you don't achieve, most of the time, it's because you're doing something wrong. Misinformed, not educated enough, or not working hard enough. These are normally the main 3 boxes that you tick. And then obviously the consistency is what you'll need across the board in absolutely anything. So how do we get into AI OFM? Now, there's 2 routes that you can go down. Firstly, you can become a specialist within your area. So this is where you learn how to create AI influencers, and that is a skill that you can then use across the whole business model, and in fact, other business models online. There's a lot of e-com stores that are slowly moving towards AI. So if you do learn how to create AI influencers or anything like this, then you can move from AI OFM to e-com store. In fact, you can do the whole board if you know how to scale correctly. So learning that skill is obviously very, very important within this space. So that's number 1. Number 2, what is the other way that you can scale within AI OFM and still become successful? This is approaching it from a business mindset. So instead of spending a few days, a few weeks learning how to create AI content, what you do instead is you actually hire someone to do this for you. Now, this is going to save you hours and hours of creation, but allow you to have hours and hours more on creating a marketing strategy, which is probably more important, and also management of kind of your overall ship, so you don't crash it or it doesn't run out of fuel. If you are coming into this AI OFM business model and you want to come at it with a business perspective rather than a creator perspective, then this means that you are going to have to learn some skills as well. You're not just going to be able to jump into this, absolutely freestyle it and make money. People have done this in the past, but most of the time you want some management skills, and you want to be able to have good organization and understanding of marketing. These 2 things are going to help you quite a bit when it comes to success within this industry. So learning that online is very, very good, and it's also compatible to other business models. So maybe if you learnt these skills and you realize you would do a lot better over there, and that business model or that, then you can simply transfer, and them skills are very, very compatible, which is what you want to hear, because it's never a waste of time jumping into this business model, because everything can be used everywhere else. That is the beauty of it. For example, something like dropship. If you learn how to get this stock to your warehouse and you learn how to sell it, great, dropshipping skill. However, with AI OFM, if you learn how to do marketing, you learn how to do management, then that is two skills that can be transferred anywhere in the world and are always going to be very, very valuable to anyone in the business world. Don't spend 7 years sucking off the professor. Don't do all of this bullshit that the standard people do, because that is the old generation of winners, now the new generation of losers. Don't stick to that. Move to somewhere which is a lot more flexible and a lot more general when it comes to learning skills, and that means you're going to be able to go up a lot further within the hierarchy of society in 2025. Sticking to business models that are constantly evolving is always what you want to do. So here is a small tutorial on how to actually make this AI content to prove how impressive it is. Yes, so as promised, here we are. There's a model from 2023. Now this was me and Kyle's first model. Now you've got to understand, first models often don't work. So right back in the day, 2023, as you can see, there's a little date down the bottom, February, we started the first AI model that I've personally seen on the internet. I don't know if anyone's done it beforehand, but I believe that we were the first AI model out there trying to monetize itself as an OnlyFans model. Now, the quality here, you can see the face isn't really that good. There was no consistency. The background looks like she's in like an ant dune or something. Nothing here is really significant. However, a year later, you can then create content similar to this. So this was about mid-2024, so maybe a year and a half. But the content here is significantly better, and it's very hard to actually tell that that is AI at all. So the improvement rate here is significant. It is now 2025, and we're about to see the next level of AI come out, and this is going to be even more advanced than this. It's going to be absolutely crazy. But we're going to be teaching you how to make this type of content. So this type of content is normally made on a comfy workflow, so it's very advanced, and I'm not going to be able to show you how to make it in this video. But something very similar to this can be done on a platform called AI. This runs on something called Flux. This is an AI generator that is very, very good and actually came out mid-2024 and pretty much revolutionized the space a little bit. So AI is a great platform to use Flux on, can be used on other platforms, and if you interpolate it into a comfy workflow, you're going to get the best results. But this is where you come. Most of the time, you're going to be going on Flux LoRa because you're going to be able to train a LoRa on a model. If you don't know what this means, then, well, I'll do a separate video on that. I'm not going to go over it now. But let's just talk over some of the basic things that you can make on this platform. So it's text to image. So you put in a prompt here and you get an image here on the right. Pretty simple. Type in the prompt you want, attach your LoRa if you've created one. Select your size. We're normally just going to do portrait. I normally do 3 to 4. It comes out a lot better. We're going to turn that fairly high. We normally want this between 40 and 50. Normally, if you want a bit of diversity in your image, put it more towards 40. So, let's go to 42. And then guidance scale, we normally want that between 2 and 3 or 2 and 4. Once again, depending on the LoRa. Let's put it on 2. So this is the setup you kind of want. You can select number of images, blah, 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 etc. But that is what you're looking at. Feel free to screenshot it and go from there. If you've got the numbers wrong, like guidance level, let's say 20, then it's going to come out very plastic looking, very cartoon, and not what you want. So that's what you're after. Normally you can click run, and obviously it's going to create something there. But in this prompt section here, we want to put something specific to what we want. So let's just say we'll try replicate that initial image that we've made here. So let's just say brown haired model with on a beach. Simple as that. Now we would normally expand this a lot more. This isn't a normal prompt that you would use to generate content like this. You would normally put in a lot longer prompts and a more accurate prompt, but we're just going to run that and see what happens. As you can see here on the right though, extremely detailed. Let's try bring this into a new tab. Very, very detailed piece of content that is obviously, brilliant. As you can see here, like the fur looks so realistic. Yes, it has flux written in front of it, but it's pretty cool just from that basic prompt there. And this is what this platform can do. So if we look here, that's generated a model here. Now its face is a little bit sandy, as you can see. So what we can do is increase these both by a little bit and then generate again, and it'll come out with something slightly better. But once again, expanding this prompt is going to make it even better quality, and once again, that's pretty much what we're after. So let's see what it comes out with now, and then we'll expand on that and go through ways to improve it. But most of the time, when it comes to creating AI content, you need to be trained by a designer or get educated within the area to be able to make top level content. Stuff like this is great, we can create content that's fairly realistic, but if you want to go to the top level and make the best AI model, you're going to need training no matter what, because that quality doesn't come without experience. So you're going to have to get that anyway. If you do need help with that, go into the description, you'll be able to find that. We'll be able to help you out pretty quickly. But as we can see here, pretty good quality image, not too bad. And once again, the prompt's not really accurate, so we haven't really done much here to get a good piece of content. But if we wanted to then replicate this face, what we can do is go onto requests, and we can simply click these three dots and get a seed on the output here. This seed then can be reused to create a face very similar to the one you just created there. After creating a few images with this seed, then you can then train a LoRa and go from there. But let's say we wanted to see her sitting down. Why not? Run it and we'll see what happens there. But AI is the new generation of marketing and also of OnlyFans models. So learning how to do this is going to be able to help you in literally any realm. If you want to go into like e-com or anything like this, you're going to be able to make stores or create content with AI, and it's going to be very beneficial. As you can see here, similar type of model, not exactly the same because the prompt isn't accurate enough, but very, very similar. Sitting on the beach, pretty high quality as well. Let's bring that into another tab so we can get better eyes on. But yeah, as you can see, would you class that as, AI? Yes, no, maybe. Would you have to double check it? Yes, you definitely would. So using this platform is very, very good, and it is simple as that for starting off. Once again, nude content or more advanced stuff can't be shown on this channel, so we'll be showing you elsewhere. But that's how you do it.